All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We're just going to go ahead and get started and give our chairman a couple more minutes to get here. Just quick introduction. My name is Ramon Lowe, and I'm the Director of Membership and Industry Engagement with AMAC. I want to first and foremost thank each and every one of you for braving the weather. If you had to experience the weather getting here, you made it. You're here. Obviously, this is new members, first-time attendees. So hopefully you're going to be able to experience all that this annual conference of ours has to offer, especially with this being the 40th edition of our conference. So 40 years of this event. It's unbelievable. I believe that you guys are going to really benefit from all the networking, the education, and et cetera, and celebrating really over these next few days. So we do this session annually. I've been with AMAC now for it's 2+ years. I've been in the industry for almost 2 decades. Don't let the face fool you. I am old enough to be here for 2 decades. And I've always partnered with AMAC, and AMAC has been such a tremendous organization in terms of really advocating for its members, small minority and women-owned businesses, and expanding contracting opportunities for those same businesses in this space. And this is an unbelievable and dynamic industry. So just a quick show of hands, how many people are completely new to airports, don't have business in airports, but looking for business in airports, et cetera? Just wondering. How many are kind of like maybe a year in, still you're in the pool, but not fully in the pool? Okay. So a lot of newbies, which is good. I can tell you this, once you're in, you rarely ever leave. There's something about, I'm being serious, there's something about this industry that it's a jet fuel. It's a jet fuel. There's something about this industry that, people want to immediately stay. So like I was saying, this is a new member, first time attendee orientation. We do this every year, and we've combined the two to do this in person because there's a lot of aspects to this conference that we want to make sure that you guys experience. And some of the things that we're going to go over today, some of it is kind of common sense, but we want to rehash it in terms of best practices because, again, this is like all other conferences, but it's very unlike other conferences, and you're going to experience that. So in our lineup, we have board members, committee chairs, longtime corporate partners, longtime members who will be presenting before you today, just really sharing news on things like emerging leaders. We have our event planning chair, Miss Karen Ellis here with Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Got it. Who's going to go over the agenda with you. We have Devon Ray and some of her cohorts from the foundation who will be here to kind of share about all the works that the foundation does. We have Miss Sandra Long, who chairs our PAC. Very, very important. Because if you don't know the mission of AMAC yet, I'm going to share it with you. We are the only trade association where we lead with our advocacy, and our government affairs and our PAC are at the forefront, the tip of that spear. So we have a number of folks that are going to be presenting for you today, and I'm running out of things to say to buy Ricky some time. So with that, I'm going to bring on someone who is a lot more qualified to talk about the agenda than I am. That's Miss Karen Ellis. Karen?
So good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who know me, know I don't like being up here. I'd rather be down there. So if you can't hear me, I can use my cheerleading voice or my outside voice because I didn't really want to be up here. So Ramon made me come up here. But anyway, welcome to AMAC's, the 40th annual business conference here in New Orleans. We are so glad you're here. It took some people a little bit longer than others to get here. Some people had to, funny story, but not so funny story. Our chair couldn't get here from Atlanta, so we sent an Uber for him. I mean, literally, we sent an Uber for him. So he had to drive 6 hours to get here because he couldn't get here. So we are very, very, very happy to have you here. There's a lot of stuff going on. I know for some of the first-time attendees, you all are probably like, oh my God, this is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for all of us, but we're happy you're here. As Ramon mentioned, my name is Karen Ellis. My day job, I am the Assistant General Manager for Customer Experience at Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International Airport. the world's busiest, most efficient, and best airport for customer experience. I have to throw that last one in there because sometimes people forget to do that, but we have been ranked the top airport in customer experience. And my part-time jobs is event planning. I am an at-large board member for AMAC as well as the event planning chair. Notice I said event, not just conference. So all the events that AMAC has comes under my guidance. So if you're looking for a committee to join, please join the conference planning or event planning committee. We do a lot in helping to organize what the conference looks like. We do a lot of volunteers. We have a lot of people everywhere. So I can use all of the help that I can get. Because I don't know why people think that I just do conference planning as my day job, but I do. So I need your help. We just hosted, this is sidebar, we just hosted the AAAE conference in Atlanta, and I was the planning chair for that as well. So I gotta get some rest at some point. But anyway, we are here to talk about the conference itself. So as Ramon said, I'm not going to go through each item on this on the agenda, but what I will encourage you to do is go to as many events as you can, and you'll get some more information later about how you can get involved as a first-time attendee, because it can be intimidating sometimes when you see us, because we've been around for a little while. It's almost like a reunion for us, and for someone that this is your first time coming, you may feel kind of left out, but we got some good things for you all to do to be able to get involved where you may not have been involved before. The welcome event tonight is going to be an amazing event. If you're planning to attend, please, you have to ride the bus, because you can't get Uber. A lot of people like to just Uber, and you can't do that because we're going over to the old terminal building, and there will be food there, there will be entertainment there will be a lot of fun and a lot of opportunities to meet with the board members as well as other committee chairs that will be there. So please I encourage you to meet as many people as you can, because you never know when you might meet somebody, and you just, so the welcome event.
One second, I'm sorry, Bilton. If you haven't already, please make sure you download the Hoover app. I know Karen's going to touch on a lot of the agenda items very quickly, but the Hoover app, which gets updated real time if we had to make changes on times or rooms and things like that, it's super valuable, and it's another great way to stay connected with people at the conference.
Thank you, Ramon. I like how we're tag teaming on this. Do you want to go on tonight? Okay, so Monday, full day. I tell people all the time, please hydrate, because we go from sun up to sun up sometimes. So hydrate. I think there was a question. Here's a question.
Yes.
No. Just have your badge to get on the bus. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the welcome event we talked about. So today, tomorrow we will start our full session. There's a lot of things. There are a lot of sessions that you can enjoy, but the first session, the opening session, is one of our keynote sessions where we'll have some airport directors that will be talking about the state of the industry. It's an impactful conversation that they will have that will provide insights on what they're seeing within the industry and the vision for 2020. The Experience Hall, this is the first year that we have sold out the Experience Hall, the exhibit hall. So please go by and see our vendors, because they are here not only just to sell their wares, but also make contact with you. And if you're not the person in your organization that can make those kinds of decisions, you still can go by and get the information and take it back home to someone who is. And it's a lot of good stuff in there. And then business matchmaking. How many are going to or heard about business matchmaking? Okay, well, that's everybody in the room. So go on to the next slide. I don't have to say that. Again, you see the day keeps going. So then we have our receptions and cocktails and conversations is always going to be exciting. And then the SSP Live Party goes until whatever, Now,
That's a truth. It goes
I-
on until whenever. That's
see, y'all are laughing, but that's why I
It's
say
true.
hydrate, because you notice we started at 7:30. That says 11:59, but yeah, I don't think it's. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm new to AMAC.
Sure.
First time attending.
Sure.
What is SSP?
SSP is one of the large primes in our industry, and every year they host an event with AMAC, and it is not to be missed. Basically, it's a party for. That's why it runs from 8 till whenever,
Whenever.
and they usually have some. It's a lot of fun, a lot of a great networking event. They may or may not have talent there.
They will have talent.
They will have talent.
They're just not saying. Last year was 2
It
Chainz.
was 2 Chainz that performed out of nowhere. So just don't miss it.
So, and you all might see me, you might not. You see me darting in and darting out. I have to get my rest. So I will sneak in and sneak out. Don't talk about my costume changes.
Go ahead. What next slide?
I like the change. See, and so on Tuesday, the Celebrating Women in Aviation event. This is a ticketed event. If you have not purchased a ticket, I think tickets are still available. You can get them at registration. It's a wonderful opportunity. And guys, I know it says Celebrating Women in Aviation, but it doesn't mean that guys can't come. We'd love for you all to come. It's an opportunity for us to just celebrate each other. And then we also will be presenting our scholarships to our students. So I don't want to steal the foundation's credit on that, but I'll let Vaughn speak on that later. The Experience Hall. The other thing is business meeting. So if you are interested in AMAC business, which I'm hoping you are, and that's why you're here, please attend the business meeting so that way you can get some information, and we will ratify the votes for the boards that we've done, and then we have our general sessions that will go on after that. More receptions. Now the Catalyst Award.
More reception.
The Catalyst Award is going to be amazing this year because it's our 40th anniversary. It's our opportunity to celebrate our legacy. Some of the legacies that started AMAC will be recognized over 40 years ago, and or their family members will be here. And we're going to do it New Orleans style. So, you know what that means. There's a second line somewhere. We're going to be doing it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be there. This event is semi-formal. However, we will see everybody from formal outfits to shorts and tennis. Don't feel like you can't come because you don't feel like you're dressed appropriately. Please come because it's an opportunity, again, for us to recognize and celebrate our legacy, why we're here, the shoulders that we're actually standing on. And then the preview event, the 41st annual conference will be in Baltimore. PWI is the host for it. So, and then the AMAC After Dark. It's another after dark. It's another time for us to have. I tell people all the time, we work really hard, but we work just as hard as we work.
So it ends until whenever. Whenever.
I usually just say I'm gone. So now, I want to the fireside chat because that's my section. The fireside chat is an opportunity for women. And let me tell you how it started. For the Airport Leadership Collective was there was a group of airport directors talking about things that we needed to do in the industry. One of the things was to advance women in aviation. Because, of course, we only have a handful of airport directors, female airport directors, and so we want to change that. But the conversation came up where it was a lot of people were having questions on how do I make sure my voice is heard? How do I enter a room and make sure that they see me or that they hear me? So we started having quarterly virtual sessions, and it was supposed to be an opportunity for us to have a glass of wine, girl talk, girl, did you do this, or what happened? What you did? Did you cry? All the time of when I first started something. Not gonna say what that is. But when I started, my general manager at the time at Hartford Jackson, he would be in a meeting and he would ask questions on questions on questions, and he would make me get to a point where it's like I don't have any more answers. And he's like, "Well, I don't know," and I would cry. I mean, I'm a cry. So he said to me, "I still need answers. I don't care if you're crying." So anyway, he would call me at night and say, "Well, you know why I did that?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And he said, "Because I know you have more in you to give me than you're giving me. And until you give it to me, I'm going to keep putting you on the spot in front of everybody." And he's like, "I apologize for that." I was like, "No, you embarrassed me in public. Apologize to me in public. So I'm not going to do that." He said, "You're going to have to get stronger." And I promise you, I don't think I would be where I am today had he not done that. Because I would have been still kind of, but now I don't care. I say what I have to say. I heard you. I heard you.
Oh, I'm trying to get you everyone.
He's still here. Thank you. So anyway, it was an opportunity. So we started having these conversations, and the first one that we had with two current airport directors and two retired airport directors. And it was hilarious because the current directors were like, "We can't say what we want to say," but the retired. And it was really refreshing because, we women, sorry men, nothing against you, but we have a lot of hats to wear. We have to be mothers, we have to be daughters, we have to be this, we have to be that, and we have to keep going. And so it's an opportunity for these individuals to share their story. It's not always good, but how did they make it work? Because these are leaders in the industry. And so I invite you all and encourage you all to be a part of that session. And then last thing, and I'll turn it over to our chair, the international tour. If you have not registered for that, we have sold out that tour. But as you can see, from sunup to sundown, we're doing something the entire time. There's no downtime for you to say, "Oh, I'm bored." Yeah, there's no boredom around here. So I am done with my spiel, if you will. Are there any questions for me that I can answer at this time? Because if not, I'm going to run out to the next thing that I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Please ask questions.
Ricky and I have a love-hate brother-sister kind of relationship, so you'll see us going back. You'll see us going back and forth with each other. But anyway, welcome. I am so thrilled that you're here. I am here to help you. If you need anything, you can. I typically don't wear a badge because most people know me as that lady. The store is that lady. I'm that lady. I'm that girl. If you some people couldn't get in the room because they didn't have a badge. I'm like, "Come in." I'm that person. Just say whatever. So if there are no questions, I'm going to turn it over to my little brother. No. Our chair, Mr. Rick, is ready.
Did she say love, hate? The only thing I hate is when she says hate. It's a lot of love with Karen. Good afternoon. How you guys doing? So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about why AMAC is special to me, and perhaps what you might find AMAC to be special to you one day. So I'm just a young kid who grew up in an area who knew nothing about airplanes, nothing about airplanes.
Speak up.
And I need you to listen loud. Well, let's move up. And I just knew one day I was going to be one of the top entrepreneurs in this country. I studied the late great Henry J. Russell, Up and Down Black Enterprise magazine. I just knew one day I was going to be that. Johnny Cochran was bigger than life. And I remember this guy, Mike Skinner, who was the head of the EEO program at BWI Marshall Airport, Thomas, not Marshall, who invited me to an AMAC conference. And that was my first AMAC conference in Las Vegas. Just the age at that conference, they were building a lot of people. I was looking out the window, they were actually building that. And I remember walking through the hallway, and I would see, you know, a Johnny Cox. I would see a Herman I would see a building. These guys they were icons. Nancy West. They were icons. I mean, I felt that if I got in the pathway, that I would be doing something wrong. I admired them for it. And AMAC took me under their wing and made me a child that inspired me and guided me to this amazing industry. And would not let me go. And so my experience with AMAC is that, you know, it's off the cuff like AMAC did, and I'm with it really fun. Because we all have something in common, right? Most of us, we know that there's an opportunity to either do more or to launch a dream that we have. But there are obstacles in the way that probably shouldn't be there, that makes it a little more difficult than it is for those people. And that's what the AMAC family has in common. And we're all trying to find a way to get over that, right? To get beyond that wall. And that's what creates this family. That's what creates this love. What family? Because we all hate the same thing. It causes us to love what we stand for. And so they're not going to find, I'm on the board of 3 major state organizations, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not biased because I'm invested in all of them. You will not find another trade organization in this industry that cares more about what you do, that is better prepared to give the support that you do, and that is willing to take the risk to fight over the. You're not going to find another organization where you go. I was going a step further because I was also the board chair, national board chair for Contra, a broader transportation. You will not find another organization in this state in general that's going to do more for you than anybody. But the only way you're going to get something out of it is you got to put something in. Right? You got to take advantage of all that we have to offer. And every year we're launching new programs, we're launching new opportunities to bring you in. We launched a chapter. Justine will talk about that in a minute. Many of you have a chapter meeting. Got to be good. You know, we launched the supply diversity mission. Sheila Hudson is not here. From those and work, but for those of you who have a good or a product that you want to get on the shelf in the airport, that you know somebody who's trying to do that. This program creates that opportunity. No other organization in this country is trying to do that at airport. Right? So again, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. I would not be standing here today as the chair of the former head of BWI Montreal. Former head of big positive message. And now the head of the business and most efficient airport in the world. If you trust the head. And I'm no smarter, no more inspired, no more energetic than you are. So all you have to do is get out of your own way, take the time to what they have to offer, and you have to type the same type of way. So I'm glad to hear. How many of you are here for the first time? I know that you've done that. How many of you will be back next year? Okay, let me restate that question. Okay. We're going to have a conference next year similar to this one. And all you have to do is register the 10th. So how many of you will be back next year? Wow, it's going to be 100%. Well, I'll answer that question again perhaps at the end of the conference. And once you experience the conference, I'm sure you'll be inspired. Okay. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you make the best of this experience and not to this go out.
All right, thank you so much, Ricky, for that. So we had to juggle the agenda around a little bit, but I'm glad that Ricky mentioned something about making connections because that's really what AMAC does. We try to bring people together with that bridge, that connective tissue. from buyers, sellers, airport, landlords, tenants, etc. So in the spirit of that, one of the things I want to bring up is Shantae Buck to talk about our Passport to Success program, which is really targeted for new members and first-time attendees. So it's going to be really fun. It helps amp up the engagement, and I'm going to have Shantae kind of go over it right now.
Thank you so much, Ramon. All right, well, welcome everyone to the 40th Annual AMAC Airport Business Conference. I'm so excited to see what all is going to be in store, but first I just want to give you all a brief introduction. My name is Shantae Buck, and I am the Director of CX Strategy for CXC Inc., which is based in Annapolis, Maryland. And I am joined here with Lisa Andrea, who is the President and CEO of CXC Inc. And we are just excited to present to you a fun activation that we have, which is the Passport to Success. So everyone should have received a passport booklet in their chair. All right. And in order to participate in this contest, you do also have to have the conference app. So has everyone downloaded the app?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, great. So by participating in the contest, there's a challenge each day. And so you'll have the opportunity to win one of the 4 prizes listed. So there is the She Soars Summit, which will be in Atlanta in September. You have an opportunity to win 1 full registration to that event. We're also offering 1 chapter membership fee will be waived if you win the contest. There's also a chance to win 30% off your membership renewal and AMAC branded swag. So I just want to briefly kind of walk through each of the itinerary challenges that we have outlined for you. So you've already in the running just by being in the room today. So we encourage everyone to participate in today's new member orientation. But as part of that, we also are encouraging you to take an opportunity and meet one of the chapter presidents while you're here throughout the conference. So Ms. Justina, she'll actually be giving an overview of the chapters. So I think if you are able to find your local chapter president and share a fun fact about them, that will probably give you a few extra bonus points. But to access that portion of the challenge, you'll go into the app, the homepage of the app, excuse me, and it's in the icebreaker section of the app. So within that icebreaker section, there's actually 2 questions, one for today and one for the last day of the conference. So you'll just have to select the question about the chapter president and upload your response for day 1. Then for tomorrow, we are encouraging you to attend the opening session in the Airport Directors 2020 Vision Forum, as well as visit the Experience Hall for the ribbon cutting ceremony. So on this particular day, to access that contest, you'll go into the trivia section, and there is a Think Fast contest. So there'll be a series of trivia questions for you to respond to. You do have to have your responses in by 8 o'clock tomorrow in order to be eligible for the prizes. Okay? So the following day, Tuesday, there is an exciting live runway to success supplier pitch competition taking place. So I know we're all familiar with Shark Tank, right? So this is like Shark Tank, but better because you'll be able to actually witness the 8 finalists that have all been pretty much advanced into this last final round. They'll be pitching their particular items, their businesses, and will have an opportunity to leave the conference with a deal or multiple deals from the voting panel. So we're asking you to visit their booth, the supplier pitch booth, and upload a picture. So you'll go to the photo contest section of the app and upload a picture of the item that piqued your interest the most, the one that you would give your vote to win the live pitch. So that is Tuesday. Yes, thank you, Ramon. You guys following me? Okay, great. So the last and final day, as Karen also mentioned, the fireside chat, that's also one of my favorite events. It's definitely a highlight. It's a great way just to kind of wind down, reflect from all of the busyness of the conference. But this particular fireside chat is actually elevated this year. It comes with a breakfast, so my spirit loves that, and I'm sure yours will too. But this will give you an opportunity to access the contest within the Icebreaker Challenge and just share one takeaway, one thing that you can't wait to get home and implement once you arrive back. I mean, while you're here, there's definitely going to be a lot of learnings, a lot of connections that you'll make along the way. So we just want you to share something that you'll um, take back with you. So I think that is all of the challenges within the passport. But again, we just wanted to use this as a way to help you enrich your conference experience, make better connections, and have some fun and some competition. So I really look forward to seeing your responses within the app, engaging and interacting with you in person. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the app. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Shante. And now I will bring up the chair of our the chapter development committee. I think I went through the slides a little off. I skipped the slides. So as I have Sandra, do you mind if Sandra goes next? I'm sorry. This is in the rush to move through the agenda. So rather than go through the chapters, I'm going to introduce Ms. Sandra Long, who's the chair of our PAC, who will share a little bit about it.
Thank you, Ramon. Good. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Good. Listen, I am happy to be here today to just welcome you to one of the greatest organizations that I have been a part of, and that's the PAC. I think it's the PAC, but it's AMAC just totally. Ricky is right. This is a family. I think as you get involved every year that you come back, you will meet more people and it will start feeling like family. Initially, when he said it, I wasn't sure because I was new and I thought, well, I've never been a part of an organization where it felt like family. This one does. So I'm the chair of the AMAC PAC. My background is I was Deputy Secretary of Commerce for Maryland. And I remember saying one day I was going to own a concessions company. That's what I wanted to do. And today I've done it. We've done well, 33 locations. We're a partner or we either operate. But what I learned as we were building is that this is a political industry. And a lot of people will say, look, Sam, I'm not political. I don't want to be involved politically. And I will say to them, quite frankly, this is the wrong industry. Now, politics doesn't mean that you're standing at the mic giving great speeches. It doesn't mean that. Politics, a lot of times, is one-on-one in a small group, for us, talking about the greatness of the PAC and making sure that we are at the table. And so, one of my mentors, now I followed Nancy West. Ricky talked about Nancy West, the great Nancy West, was the chair, and I was brought in during her tenure. My mentor, the lady that she was a mentor for afar, I didn't know her, she passed away before I really came along, with Shirley Chisholm. And Shirley Chisholm always said, if they do not give you a seat at the table, bring your folding chair. And here, right? So when I think about the PAC and talk about how we need to be in front of United States congressmen, United States senators, governors, mayors, that's what we have to do as an industry. So the AMAC PAC is about that. We are about helping the trade, our organization, R1 AMAC. Thank you. I'll talk about that. To make sure that we are at that table, that we are raising money to be able to help get people elected who believe in what we believe in, putting minorities in the right places, giving us a shot and opening those doors. Now, we know we're in a little bit of a dust up. So now being part of the PAC is more significant than ever. These pictures are of the AMAC PAC breakfast. It'll take place 7:30 tomorrow morning. If you are available, you need to be in that room. It is a ticketed event, but I am telling you, The power players are in that AMAC pack breakfast. Don't get it confused. You need to meet the primes. You want to meet partners. If you want to talk about being in this industry, you need to be a part of the pack. Last year we had Congressman Hortzford. Every year we'll have a seating United States congressman or senator, so you get to meet them one-on-one. Be in that room. Next slide. Ooh, I've gotten ahead of myself. All right, so direct advocacy, making sure that we are on Capitol Hill. We go once a year. We'll need to do that more. We go once a year to be able to meet with congressional members and senators. But you know, in this environment, they need to see us more. We've got to be there. I am running out of time, but what I want to say to you is that the PAC is looking for new board members, more board members, people that can come and sit on advisory. If you are so inclined, I'd like to talk with you. We need more people that can do the work. Come and be with us, you guys. Last thing, say it again. The future is funded. Building momentum, fueling change. We do that through the PAC, 7:30 in the morning. You might be out partying late tonight, but look, business happens on Monday. We'll see you in the morning.
Thank you, Sandra. And now for the lovely Miss Justina Mann, the chair of our chapter development.
Thank you. Hi, Troy. Good afternoon, hey guys. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like I'm in my grandmother's church. All right, with a little call and response. Thank you for that. I need the energy this afternoon. I'm going to say before I get started, as just a fair advance notification for those of you. I know there was a lot of first timers in the room. Stay hydrated. As Miss Sandra mentioned, the first session starts at 7:30 tomorrow morning. There are a lot of early morning events. Be there or be square for everything that you plan to be on. Make sure you take advantage of every opportunity that exists for AMAC. This happens once a year, but guess what doesn't happen once a year? Chapter engagement, which is what I'm here to talk to you about. So we wanted to find a way to connect AMAC directly to the communities that they serve. We know that AMAC at a national level was doing great things, but we wanted to find an opportunity, actually the chairman did, and was gracious enough to rope me into taking the lead on this to start the chapters for AMAC. And so just 2 years ago, we set out to have chapters represented in each of the regions. So right now, officially, thank goodness we can say this, we have chapters in the cities that are referenced here. Atlanta, raise your hand and when I say these cities if you're close. Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Detroit. Anybody from Detroit? What up, though? All right, there you go. There you go. Houston, all right, Los Angeles, and Portland. We're going to bring you guys along too. So now, if you're not in those particular cities, but that chapter is in your region, we encourage you to join and participate. Each of the chapters have its own elected officers. So there are officers that represent the president on down to the secretary, and each of those officers are linked to the national office through the different committees that they will help you connected to. By the way, let me take an opportunity to say, great job, ma'am. I remember your presentation last year that just did the passport. What's her name? Shantae, that did the presentation last year, and it was her first time last year, and you have come leaps and bounds, and that is absolutely a demonstration of what AMAC does for you. So great job today. I wanted to recognize you for that. Absolutely, Shantae. So chapters is another opportunity for you to be able to practice your trade, get outside of your comfort zone, and connect differently to AMAC. And so if you are not in one of these areas and you are a member because you're in this room because you registered, because that's the best time to be a member, I will let you know that you too can be a member of a chapter. You can be a member. You can. All of y'all can be members. It's $50. Are you kidding me? It costs more than that to get your nails done or your pedicure for you gentlemen in the room. So how do you join? Will there be one? Who's joining a chapter? You. Okay, I just needed one. The rest of you guys, you didn't have to raise your hand. I already know you're going to go look this up. $50 per chapter per person. Now, why do we make that distinction? Because you can join multiple chapters. The only thing you have to do is have a home chapter where you can vote. You can only vote in one. You can join multiple. So where you live, please listen to me, where you work, where you have business, or where you're interested in doing business, join that chapter and be connected to what's going on in your area for AMAC. They have events that they sponsor. There is a page that is on AMAC's website of course, www.amac-org.com and then /chapters. If you are interested in joining a chapter, go to that page and we will connect you to the chapter. If you are interested in starting a chapter, we're talking to a couple of cities that are not on that list that we just mentioned, and they want to have a chapter started as well. Now that we've got the ball rolling and we have these 8 chapters that were started, then we're ready to do more. So if you want to be a part of an existing chapter, even though we just went through our election process and the chapter officers are going to be official after the business meeting. I'm hoping to see all of you new members there because you need to know the business of AMAC. It's the family also is about business, just as you are individually, the family is. And so you need to come to the business meeting in order to stay connected to what's going on and hear all the great news that the board, as well as the trade board and others, are doing on behalf of you as members. So make sure you come to that meeting. So you have to be an existing member. You have to, if your company is a member and you have the number of members that are associated with it or your membership, all you have to do is pay as an individual associated with that, and then you pay an additional $50 to be a member. So I encourage you to find out if you have a chapter close to you that you can be engaged. Scan this QR code if you want to join a chapter. You guys ain't on technology? I don't see. Okay, I just needed one. I'm just trying to give y'all time to get your phones out. Just hit the link, the QR code, and you can join it. I gave this same challenge to the trade board members. So you too, you just got to be a member of National in order to find out more and be a member of the local. You have a question? Okay, question. Absolutely. And so there is an event where all of the chapters, where's night is that?
Monday, 5 to 6.
Monday from 5 to 6. Each of the chapters will be representing what it is that they have accomplished, and you'll be have an opportunity to be introduced to their leadership and have a direct connection so that once you hit this link and you find out that you share that you're interested in joining a member, pay the membership dues or at least have it on your phone so you can go back to it. So the next time you pick up your phone to go shopping or schedule your next appointment for cosmetology or whatever the case may be, this will already be there. You can go ahead hitting the button and pay the $50, and remember, you'll be advised of all of the things that are going on in the chapter and events so that you can go participate. Detroit had a golf event that was tremendous. Atlanta, oh my God, I can't even say enough about what Atlanta's doing out there. Chicago has events. You'll see all of the highlights from the different chapters when you go to the event on Monday. But please join and please be participating. Even though the officers were already elected, you can participate on committees, and that's a good way to get closer to the national office. And then eventually you can be like myself or Miss Sandra Long and be up here on the podium talking to other members about opportunities to be further engaged in AMAC. I will say that chapters is a labor of love, but if you have questions and you want to find out how to get involved, by all means, chapters at amac-org.com. So just chapters in the front and the same extension for the email, and I will be able to be responsive to any questions that you have to get engaged. I will tell you that we have a lot of folks that have come through chapters and have been able to find out about business opportunities, find out about best practices in aviation. Whatever it is that you're doing, there's an opportunity to be additionally connected through your chapters. So please join. Please get some members together if you're interested in your city and be involved, and then reach out. What chapters does, it does the front end work for the chapters development. And then once chapters are officially chartered, then they report to the national office. So we have in each of the regions that I showed you earlier, a regional director. I thought I saw one of the regional directors in the room. Is Robin here? I don't have my glasses on, so she's already left the room. So I didn't see her. But anyways, there's regional directors, and they can also have events in order to make sure that where you live is reflected in any of the AMAC activities, so you can connect and justify your membership, right? Because you pay, you want to come to the national conference. First of all, it's a privilege to be here, right? I mean, not everybody gets to come to the annual conference for your company, for yourself. It's a great expense, but it's worth it. But we wanted to recreate that locally, and you don't have to wait a year for it to happen. Chapters is the way that happens. If you see me at the conference and you have any questions, by all means, tap me on my shoulder. Don't wait for me to be finished talking because I won't be. Don't wait for the line, so just jump in. It's okay. Everybody knows, and they will pivot, and we'll be fine. But I'm available to answer any questions. This is the only time you have to find out. I look forward to seeing you at the event on Monday from 5 to 6 and the exhibit hall. And you need to do the exhibit hall, by the way. Forget about it. Don't even be at the exhibit hall. Either way, go to the chapters and be there. Take advantage of every opportunity. I hope to see you at the welcome reception tonight. Wear some flat shoes if you don't have any on already. Hydrate and enjoy the conference. Troy, I'm gonna talk to you. All right, everybody, have a great day.
All right, Justina. So again, I got my slides all over the place, so I apologize. So this is the portion where I want to introduce a member of one of our emerging committees, emerging leaders. This is Victor Harris. I'm going to skip through my CEO, Ebony Wimbush's headshots. Just pretend you didn't see that. So I want to introduce Victor Harris, who is with CMTS, a longtime member, legacy company, by the way, one of the few probably still in this industry that at least I know of, and rising member in our committee. So Victor.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I am representing Emerging Leaders. Emerging Leaders is a group that is 18 to 40, but that doesn't mean we're excluding everybody, right? We want you all to be a part of the group. The purpose of Emerging Leaders is to be able to grow individuals in the aviation field, right? We want to make sure that you have an opportunity to understand that there are people that are still learning their way as you jump into this. And we've had several people talk about the fact that you've jumped in to AMAC and you've been placed on a committee or you're starting to do something immediately. That's what Emerging Leaders does, right? It puts you in a position to be able to do stuff and be involved in the committee and be involved in the organization immediately. So a couple of things I do want to go through. We have 3 events that we have coming up. We talked about Sunday. Later on today, we have, that is today. Yes. It's been a long day already, right? Yes, right. I just came from the golf event, so you guys understand we've already been out having conversations, networking, doing these things. So that's part of what this conference is about. You're going to be doing a lot of networking. You're going to be going from event to event, and it's going to feel like a whirlwind. So part of that whirlwind is later on tonight. We have a wonderful event called the Emerging Leaders Mixer. This is where everybody is coming together. We want you to have a opportunity to sit down and network with new people in AMAC, right? This is the new members membership conversation. Emerging Leaders is just another extension to that, right? And that's what this mixer is about. And then on Monday, we have a wonderful event called Cocktails and Conversations. Cocktails and Conversations actually was the beginning of the Emerging Leaders group. We came together during COVID, the pandemic, that blip in the world, whatever you want to call it, right, during 2020, in which we were trying to figure out how we can bring everybody together. So it started off as a webinar, right, having people sit down in their homes, having a cocktail, just talking about how they can advance in their world or different things that they can do and learn from each other. So Cocktails and Conversations is going to be another one of those events in which we are doing just that. We are talking about conversations that are happening in our world today in aviation, how we can elevate and move forward, and how we can continue to support each other. And then on the 1st, we have a wonderful event called AMAC Emerging Leaders, Life Without the Acronym. Today's world is different than it was last year. That's a reality. So those of you that come in and understand what you're dealing with as far as whatever certifications you have, MBE, ACDBE, DBE, all of that, your world's going to change. We're not going to sugarcoat that. So we want to talk about how you continue to thrive in that. That doesn't mean that you lose opportunity. It means how do you pivot and access those opportunities and move forward. So Emerging Leaders is really just an opportunity for you guys to come around people that are like-minded. Obviously, we are talking about a certain demographic because we want to build that demographic. As you've seen, we've had leaders all over the place right now. People that have been in this opportunity, been around. He just talked about our business being a legacy business. My grandfather was around the beginning of AMAC. I have my uncle here who is running around someplace, but he is 2nd generation in that. I'm 3rd generation in a company that's been around for 40 years, right? I came into Emerging Leaders and AMAC in DC about 4.5 years ago, and I've been put to work, and I'm not upset about that because it's good work. It's awesome work. It's an opportunity to meet great people, opportunity to do great things. And this is what these opportunities are about, for you to meet people that are going to help you move forward. I credit Emerging Leaders and AMAC for me being able to establish myself in the South Florida market, which is where I was moving, right? I came out of Denver, Colorado into South Florida, not really having connections, but this conference, these events, the people that you have in the room right now and the people that you're going to meet, those are the connections that allowed me to move forward and create a foothold in where I am. So do not be afraid to have conversations with people. Do not be afraid to be at these events. Nobody is here to bite your head off. Everybody is here to be your friend. Everybody is here to help you move forward. And if you aren't taking advantage of that, you're shooting yourself in the foot. All right. So do know this. If you've not met me, I'm very strong and very adamant about what it is that I talk about. And there's a reason for that, because I've been blessed by opportunities like this. And if I'm going to be adamant about you taking advantage of the blessings that are here as well. So I'm grateful to be here to be talking about emerging leaders. I hope you guys attend these events. I hope you guys are adamant in being active in these opportunities and do what you can to move yourselves forward.
Thank you, Victor. Also, one thing, I know he mentioned CMTS, that's his grandfather's and uncle's business. Where I met the Harris family was through his aunt, Winifred, who is in the concessions business in Denver. So again, it's multi-generational. It doesn't just run deep, but it runs wide. So with that, Ricky mentioned earlier that we have, there's really three legs to our stool. There's the trade, which we are part of, everyone. We have our PAC, which Ms. Sandra Long is the chair of. And now we have also our AMAC Foundation. And with that, I want to introduce Ms. Devon Ray to talk a little bit about what our foundation does. Devon?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Devon Ray, and I'm the Senior Director of Business Development for W.H. Smith North America. Just to echo what the previous presenters have said, yes, please get involved and take advantage of AMAC. I actually started off in the Emerging Leaders Committee. I'm still a part of it. However, now I'm also a board member of the AMAC Foundation. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use a lot of the committees to springboard into other events and other boards and other activities that you wish to be a part of. Yes, this was supposed to be a three-person presentation. However, as you see the many people dressed in white, currently the AMAC Foundation, we have the Bill Walker All-White Party and Golf Tournament currently going on. So my colleagues are wrapping up that event. So you just get me, sorry. So the AMAC Foundation, our mission overall is to attract, support, and develop minorities and women into aviation and aerospace careers. We do that primarily through developing and giving out scholarships, as well as the various activities and events like the golf tournament, which you'll see a lot of the all-white that is currently going on. And if you see the QR code, please feel free to donate. We are a 501c3 organization, so all donations are tax deductible. In fact, last year we had 68 applications. From those 68 applications, we awarded 30 students over $50,000 in scholarships and representing over 36 schools. This year, I'm happy to say, as you'll find out at the CWIA breakfast, we're awarding over $95,000 in scholarships this year. And we accomplished that through a lot of the activities that we do. So like the Bill Walker Tournament is a huge scholarship fundraiser, right? So through your dollars and just not, these tickets, they actually go towards helping people. And so like I said, so our event started on Saturday with Project Lift, with leaders inspiring future talent. And so with Project Lift, we actually had about 130 students come in. From schools all across Louisiana and potentially the Southeast region, and about 20 high schools. And they come in, they learn about all the different careers that exist within aviation. So we had concessionaires that spoke. They actually got to go up and meet in the air traffic controller tower. They actually spent 2 hours in there. There was only supposed to be 20 minutes, but that's just how involved they were. They also got to learn about flying drones. And again, just a variety of different careers that exist in aviation. It's amazing because a lot of these students have never left the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for example, but then to come here and to get that type of exposure and to meet people in the variety of careers and careers that they never even thought existed, and see people that look like them in those fields was just truly inspiring. And like I said, today we had the golf tournament. So hopefully if you didn't attend next year, you plan to attend next year. Again, it's a great time raising money. There's dancing, DJ, different games, activities. It's more of a top golf style. So sorry if you're into traditional golf. We just found that it attracts more people when we do it this way. And then also coming up on Tuesday, we have our Celebrating Women in Aviation breakfast. Again, this is the 40th year for AMAC. So you'll see a lot of the past female leaders in AMAC being awarded and celebrated at this event. And then now through July 1st, we have our silent auction event as well. Matter of fact, if you have your phones, please take them out and text to 76278 AMAC 2025, one word, and you'll instantly get the link to participate in our silent auction. We have a variety of items you can bid on, from trips to Cartagena, Colombia. There's also VIP package to Essence Fest, if any of you are staying for that. There's a variety of different items, experiences. I know we also have a donation from MAC Cosmetics as well. And again, all funds go towards, raising scholarships for the kids. So it's a good cause. 76278. And the foundation board, I have our lovely chair, Miss Sunshine White, who you'll see throughout the conference as well. Our vice chair is Miss Dawn Hunter. And then we have our secretary and treasurer, Miss Sade. And then we're all supported again by the board of directors, including myself and about 10 people across. You have ACDBEs, airports, other concessionaires, enterprise rent-a-car. We all represent various facets of the aviation industry. So again, AMAC, you can network and just meet tons of people that have definitely helped me a lot in my career. These are just pictures from some of our different events that we do. Particularly, I think this was Project Lift from last year. You see the kids, they look happy. Yay. And again, if you wish to get in contact, we have Instagram, LinkedIn, X. And again, feel free to donate. Nice seeing you all and enjoy.
Thank you, Devon. We're going to keep it moving a little bit, and I'm going to typically our Senior Manager of Programs, Andre Titus, will be up there to give this portion, but unfortunately he's called away doing many things. So I'm going to go through the program portion of the conference. So we have 3, maybe 4 distinct tracks, and so I'm going to just touch upon some of them, and if these apply to you, then that's great. If not, there definitely will be a track that does. So AEC, if you are not familiar, that stands for Architecture, Engineering, Construction. You want to make sure that you are available for these 3 sessions that are going on throughout the week. And again, this is, feel free to take a picture, but this is also going to be found in the Whova app. Again, we've pulled together a number of people from within the industry, subject matter experts, leaders in their space, in their industries, to kind of talk and sit in these round tables. Next, we have airport workshops. So if any airports in the room, or any folks who want to be in airports in the room, this is another track that definitely you'd want to make sure you attend. And I think for what we are traditionally known as, because that's what people seem to think that we got our start, concessions. That's food, beverage, passenger experience, anything that generates revenue in an airport. We have a concessions track that basically targets all the key issues that are happening in our industry right now. I will definitely say that if you are new to this industry and you're looking to get in, the capital contracts one, definitely need to make sure you attend that, and others, the smart starts and scalable growth opportunities. Those are 2. Not that the others are not any good, but those are 2 I just definitely want to make sure I highlight. And for any compliance officers, we do have compliance workshops for you to attend as well. Again, it's not just solely for those who are in a compliance position with an airport or your company, but definitely make sure that you can attend if it is something of interest to you. So again, I know I'm flying through this. I want to go through some first-time attendee tips, because again, some of these are going to sound very redundant. You're going to say, Ramon, I do this all the time because I've been to a lot of conferences, and it's true. But as we say that, or as I hear that, there's some things that people end up missing all the time. So before the conference, I hopefully you downloaded the Whova app. If you are a member, which everyone in here is, make sure you study the agenda, and I know you are. Make sure you study the experience hall, because again, we have a lot of members, new companies that are exhibiting with us for the first time. We've sold it out. We mentioned Runway to Success earlier. That's our supplier pitch competition. Our 8 finalists, they are in one single row, are going to be featured, and then from that 8, they will be voted down to 4. Those 4 will then get on stage in Shark Tank style, go before a panel of 4 VIP judges representing 4 of the largest concession companies in our industry, and hopefully making a deal. So it's definitely something you want to make sure you are a part of. Experience Hall, in your membership profile, this is big. Make sure you add as much information as possible in that profile. Why? Because as one of the benefits of being a member, and there's my phone. One of the benefits of being a member is access to our membership directory, which we are in the process of building out. So if you happen to look up Devon Ray and it just says Devon Ray and nothing more, can't do much for you if Devon Ray doesn't put more information in Devon Ray's profile. Right, Devon Ray? Right. So also make sure that you join the chapter. Justina mentioned that earlier. You are a member from a national level and you're involved on a national level. Make sure you become a member and get involved on a local level. And again, we just stood up Houston. I know Justina mentioned that. We just stood up Houston, and Atlanta is getting a lot of speed. So all you ATL people, again, you do not have to be a resident of Georgia or even in the Southeast region to join any of these chapters. You could be purely driven by business. If you want to get into the Atlanta airport, our chairman is the GM of the Atlanta airport. Make sure that you join these chapters and get involved. And of course, follow AMAC and LinkedIn. This is all before the conference. Then during the conference, I can't say it enough, network, network, network. We offer many opportunities for you to kind of get involved, whether it's not just within the classroom, but it's in all the events that we are hosting between the sessions, after hours. One of the big comments that we've gotten in our surveys, good or bad, take it how you want. Go to AMAC, be prepared to work from sun up to sundown. But this is like cruising. If you've been on a cruise before, and it's been a while, it's open cruising. You are free to do whatever you need to do or want to do. You can go attend as many or as few things as you want, but it does impact your business if you can attend as many relevant items as possible. So please network as much as you can, attend as many sessions, engage in the conference app. That's why Shantae was here, so she can help. She and Lise of CXE create a great fun program to make sure we continue the engagement beyond just what's in person. And then after the conference, you got to follow. I hear a lot people say, I didn't really get much. It was great. I had a good time, but I didn't hear it back from anyone. But why? One email back does not mean anything. If I email Lise DeAndrea, like, hi, and I don't hear back from her, but I want to do business with Lise, it's incumbent on me to keep on top of Lise, to keep the relationship going. And one thing you will find, we are a community, we are a family, and we do like to support one another unless we're competing with one another. Join an AMAC chapter if you haven't already. And then again, 2026, we mentioned we're going to be, we say Baltimore because Baltimore is sponsoring, but we will be in the DC area. It's going to be in June. I want to say June 10th to 15th, but don't quote me on that. But it will be at the Gaylord National in National Harbor well, it's technically Maryland-ish, but definitely don't want to miss that. And of course, attend many of our AMAC events, which I'm going to go over right in a few minutes. We have 3 signature events. This is one. This is right in the middle. Earlier this year, we had our Economic Opportunity Policy Forum. That is a live extension of AMAC's advocacy. We go and have a day where we go on the Hill. We meet with as many lawmakers as possible on both sides of the aisle to kind of, again, push the narrative of the strength and the power and the impact of small minority and women-owned businesses in aviation. And then on top of that, we invite many people from Congress, from everywhere to come and speak. We had Michael Steele come and speak with us. We had, I think, Ms. Alsobrooks came as well and spoke. So it's very, very powerful because you want to make sure that you help us continue to advocate for you. So help us help you in that way. That's our Econ Forum. And then later this year in the third quarter, in the fall, it was mentioned earlier, we have our 2nd annual She Soars event, which is geared to helping empower women and connect women to executive positions in this industry. We had our last one last year in Atlanta. We are doing it again in partnership with Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. We're helping them celebrate their 100th year, their centennial, and it's going to be fun. And what is it, the 5K Mayor's Race, I believe, is going to be the Saturday after our event. And we are all staying, I know I got to get in shape for that, but or I'll just root from the sidelines. But we're staying to help support that event and the airport. Again, our chair is the GM there. So make sure you do all these things. Do not let this opportunity pass. We are here to make sure that you are connected to the right people amongst each other, amongst those who can really have a decision on your business, but also want to present these opportunities to you. I did skip the Q&A. I apologize because I know we're running relatively long. This is the barcode, the QR code for the app if you need to download it. Some of the instructions, if you don't have them, I believe this was emailed as well. And I'm sorry if I'm rushing through this. And then again, these are the dates for our She Soars event. Now I know we're running late, so I apologize. I will stay if anyone has questions in regards to AMAC, the industry, etc. But otherwise, I want to make sure you guys are done and get to go and attend Legends and Leapers. Right? Do we know who's going to be the Legends and Leapers, by the way? All right, so maybe you guys want to go now while there's still seats. Have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye.